all it takes is the connection and the tenacity to be able to stand there and talk and not.
Absolutely.
I think people do. I think a lot of people talk themselves out of stuff. Like the more they talk in a sales transaction, the less likely that deal's going to happen. Let the client talk more, build that rapport. That's it. Just solve the problem.
It's extremely important, you know, for me especially, because obviously I like to talk, right? You know, you guys took you a while to get me warmed up for this, but you know, I have to prepare for my meetings, and I sit down with a legal pad and I list out the open-ended questions that I'm going to ask, but they're very specific. I mean, I'm specific that it's only going to be a question that I ask in one sentence or less, and then they need to take 30 seconds or more to answer, so that they're always talking more than what I am. And I think that if you prepare to go into an appointment like that, you're a lot more likely to succeed than if you go in flying blind.
That makes sense. It's kind of like that's what Jordan Belfort does, right? Like, have you ever heard that when he's had stories of the Wolf of Wall Street guy, that he's had stories when he goes in to sell something, he will sit there with a pen and paper and write down every objection that they could come up with. And he'll list it out so the conversation flows from one thing to the next, no matter what they say. So he's thought of every possibility. And yeah, preparation's everything, man. I think that's.
Sell me this pen, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Love it, man. Cool. And how do you stay so pumped? I love your energy.
A lot of coffee.
Well, every day can't be great, right? Especially in this industry. It's tough. There's a lot of ups and downs. What have you done through, you've had a lot of downtimes in your life. What have you done to stay positive and really push yourself to keep going?
Not allow myself to be consumed by it. You know, I mean, I think that every one of us deals with adversity differently, but it's how you deal with adversity that determines how successful you're ultimately going to be. And if you have the mindset that you have to fail in order to succeed, then it makes it a lot easier for you to accept failure, because you know it's a learning lesson, it's a step along the path, and it's not just something that's going to be the be all end all. And I mean, it's easy to say that, and when you're in the heat of the moment, that's very difficult advice to apply. But I mean, I think that's part of it. And the other part of it is, you know, allow yourself to be vulnerable to people, you know, whether it's your spouse and you tell them you need their support so that they can give you the support that you need, or even being completely honest when you're in a prospect meeting, or even a meeting with your client where you mess something up. I think people appreciate the fact that you can show that you're human and you can be vulnerable. You can admit your mistakes. You can admit that you don't know everything, and that you can admit that, you know, maybe you need to get back with them later with the answer to their question because you're just not equipped to answer it. I think you end up, you know, going a lot further in life that way. And unfortunately, not a lot of people are able to do that. They feel like they have to, you know, improvise on the spot, and that's just never worked for me. And as a result, my relationships are a lot stronger because I think people realize I'm a real dude.